What's going on, guys? It's your boy Camperphobe, bringing you guys a team deathmatch on the map Summit using the Scorpion. So pretty unusual gun, not your usual FAMAS or AK-74U gameplay. So that's pretty good. Hope you guys like the gameplay. I'm using Hardline Pro, Sleight of Hand Pro, and I think it was Marathon. But enough about the gameplay. I have one hell of a story to tell you guys today. But before I start, you have to understand my family. My grandmother is probably the craziest lady you will ever meet. She was about 70 years old when this all happened, but she acted like a 16-year-old girl jacked up on Red Bull all the time. When she starts talking, there's no stopping her. Now, just so you have a better understanding, a better grasp of how crazy my grandmother is, I'm going to tell you a story that she told me about her when she was younger. So she had two turtles named Minion Oscar, but she has a little bit of a Boston accent, so it's kind of like Minion Oscar. So Minnie and Oscar are her two turtles, and she did whatever she wanted to them. She experimented with them like there was no tomorrow. I mean, she gave them weird foods. She made them do races. She put stuff on their backs and made them jump up and down. I don't know. She did a lot of crazy shit. And then one day she wants to figure out if they can swim. But not just swim. She puts them in a bathtub full of bubbles. She puts them in a bubble bath and sees if they can swim. They died, as you can probably expect. And yeah, that's basically my grandmother. Oh, and she also had her friend and her when she was younger. They went to the top of an elevator shaft, and they saw these ladies with those fancy hats on, or those little lady hats on, you know, with the little rim around it. And so they start peeing down the elevator shaft and peeing into their hats. Yes, they urinated into old ladies' hats down an elevator shaft. That's how crazy my grandmother is. And she was about, I don't know, 20 or 30 at that time. Oh, and she got kicked out of college for blowing up the lab with a stink bomb. Anyway, so let's get back to my story. So about 9 years ago by this time, myself, my sister, my crazy grandma, my grandpa, and at least one of my cousins all went to the cemetery where our ancestors were buried. And I don't know what we were doing. We were studying the ancestry or something like that. I don't know. I was bored as shit because I was like 6 years old. Anyway, though, I don't know how many cemeteries you guys have been to, but this was one of those cemeteries that you can drive your car through, so that's what we did. And by the time we all got our acts together and drove to the cemetery, it was probably around 8 o'clock when we actually started to, get in the car and drive over there. So we got to the cemetery around 9 o'clock at night. Now, we were all just minding our own business and looking at the graves, etc., etc. And being almost 10 years ago, I was around 6 years old, so as you can imagine, I thought this was the most boring thing in the world that we could ever do. But nonetheless, I was dragged there along with my 10-year-old cousin, who meanwhile was running around talking to all the dead people. And he actually thought that they were talking back. But anyway, after all the old fogies finished looking at all the older fogies' gravestones, sounds real exciting, doesn't it? We all hopped in the car and started to drive back to the gate. And it was probably about 10 o'clock by this time, and of course no one thought to find out when the cemetery actually closes. So you can probably guess what's coming. We drove up to the gate, and the dumbass closed the damn thing on us. The giant metal gate closed and locked. So we're stuck in a graveyard, a cemetery, full of ghosts and goblins, and I am 6 years old and scared out of my mind. My 10-year-old cousin is running around talking to all the dead people and thinking that they're talking back. And my sister, who was 11 years old at the time, hadn't actually, well, let's backtrack for a second. She has the bladder of an ant and hasn't pissed since she got up. So she got up at about 10 a.m. and it's 9:30, or no, it's about 10 p.m. now. So she has to piss really bad. So we're all running around scared and talking to ghosts and having to take a piss. And my grandparents are sitting over there just looking at graves, and my mom's over there with them taking pictures because she's a photo freak. But yeah, so another half hour goes by. It's about 11 o'clock. It's about 11 o'clock. And by this time, my sister's pissed her pants, and I'm basically about to piss my pants because I'm so scared. And finally, the dumbass security guard walks over and sees us all standing there, this group of 6 people that he accidentally locked into his cemetery. He sees us, and he finally walks over to the gate and unlocks it so we can drive the hell out of there as fast as we can. So we get home at about midnight. I fall asleep in the car. My cousin is just, going crazy. He's like, "Oh my god, I talk to dead people, woo!" And my sister is wet. So that was the story of the time I got stuck in a cemetery. I hope you guys liked it. So that's it, guys. That was the story of the time I got stuck in a cemetery. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up. It'll really help me out, and it'll really help out Sinumatic. So before I go, I really want to thank Sinumatic for letting me post this. It's a really great opportunity. And also, if you guys want to, you can come over to my channel and check out what I have to offer, and subscribe if you want to. And if you do subscribe, please tell me maybe in my channel comments or send me a personal message and tell me that you came from Sinumatic's channel, and tell me that you came from this video so that I know that I did a good job. So that's it, guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, leave a like rating, and I'll see you guys later.
Now it's done. Nice job, team.